The progression of the process itself will first be described in a way that the typical man or woman might experience it. Often we approach this with a rather low level of trust, a low pain threshold, much doubt, and much fear. It is the process itself that slowly increases trust, increases our ability to endure pain, reduces our doubt, and allows us to overcome our fears in a slow, comfortable progression that we are able to deal with incrementally. The process requires an interaction with those that have gone before, and its reinforcement requires the assistance of others entering the process after, such that the principles are cemented through the teacher-student process, where one is both the teacher and student simultaneously. This creates an increase in human connections and interactions, which maintains a continual geometric growth curve. Actually, the contractual offer for sovereignty was made by you long ago, but knowing that it was possible for you to even accept that sovereignty is another matter. The fact that you're being exposed to this truth right now means that you are in the proper position. We had lessons to learn within this particular age. So the process was revealed to a few people over the centuries here and there as it was necessary and served a purpose. Your willingness is a hurdle you will need to work through in some cases. So in order to start the process, you need to simply choose in your mind to accept the offer. If one would like to see this is for real and have some confirmation that this is indeed a deliberate learning process, one need only ask for confirmation of the truth, and on will provide it as necessary. But pay close attention. You should be able to tell when sovereignty is granted, as it feels like a weight is lifted off of you. You may laugh or cry with happiness, and a warm feeling may wash over you. Sometimes it is accompanied with a misty fog-like experience. Either way, you will know with certainty. Step 2. After the sovereignty contract is accepted, a series of different processes begin in no particular order as it depends on your particular needs. Many have difficulties being able to trust something they cannot see, so it becomes necessary to create a series of life experiences that demonstrates to you that there is indeed something intelligent working behind the scenes. These may manifest as odd coincidences, vivid dreams with clear messages, and events in your daily life that are so improbable that it causes you to notice them, synchronicities. These could be expressed in seeing sequences of numbers like 1111, for example. The imagery will be in the form that makes sense to you personally. Often when the sovereignty contract is accepted, you begin experiencing a stream of past memories and images of events that occurred in your past. If you are not paying attention, these images continue to play over and over until you do pay attention and accept the event as valuable to you. This can keep you up all night if you do not know what is happening. The key is to recognize why the image, concept, or event is important. What is the purpose of it happening, or why is it being shown to you? There is always a reason for everything. You must figure it out. If you are stuck, then you must ask for more clarification, and then it will probably be demonstrated in dreams or in real life through real-life experiences. This is where interaction becomes important, as you can share your event with another who is able to look at it objectively without perverting the event with a personal bias. This process of solving the element that is brought to your conscious attention repeats over and over until all purpose is determined for all meaningful events in your life. It starts out simple, with curious questions about one's life being answered. Then it moves into more uncomfortable events. A key objective of the process is to slowly develop trust in the process, and especially on, and then developing more courage to deal with more and more uncomfortable, dark life content. Things will be revealed to you that you were afraid to remember before because you have new courage to process the experience. It is a deliberate process that moves you through your history at the most comfortable pace. However, it must be recognized that there is a reason you did not face these uncomfortable memories and events in the first place. They can be frightening. Even when the process proceeds properly, it helps to know that it is important, necessary, will lead to the removal of emotional stigma and is being done so that you are protected from all perceived harm. The contract is a vehicle for change. Once you go through the process, you will know what truly happened. You allowed yourself to wake up and be responsible. The contract is a physical cheat or mechanism to help you do it, and you won't allow it until you know you are ready. Natural law will then be an inherent aspect of your experience, as all responsible people know the law. This may help to see what you did. You are a limitless singular being of immense power. You tricked yourself to get here, and it requires you to realize the nature of the trick and express willingness to undo the trick. This is what you achieved. You created a specifically designed, intricate and complex cage that sets up limits and boundaries, leaving one very narrow door out that is camouflaged from the inside. Your consciousness stepped inside your cage, leaving most of you outside. You closed the door. You concealed the knowledge of both the door and the cage itself from yourself, unless you followed a specific process to reveal the door. Then you concealed the process from yourself. You have no other choice but to ask yourself for help. Let's look at the Holy Grail contract and see why it works. I will trust you without condition if you remove from me the ability to create a victim. The pronouns I, me, and you are an ego illusion inside the cage. Outside the cage, they all refer to one singular being. A victim, or a perpetrator, only exists as an ego illusion inside the cage. Outside the cage, it is just one being, learning its own nature. You made a contract with yourself by willingly stepping into the cage. That in itself is an ego illusion, as a one-party contract cannot actually exist, either in unity or duality. It is a fiction. More accurately, you simply decided and did it. No harm, no foul. Being in the cage, in ego itself, produces the ego illusion of self-victimization, which also cannot exist either in duality or unity. It is a fiction. When you accept the contract, you cannot remain entirely in the cage because you have to step outside to honor the contract, because unity is where there are no victims. The contract exists in perpetuity because for you to not trust without condition would create a victim, as you would be in breach of contract. That is specifically prohibited when you accept the contract in the first place. The end. Beebs, Mr. P, and Seamus, I used some of the words you spoke to me, and I don't feel guilty. Thank you all for being me. This material is free to distribute, as all rights are enjoyed by all. Free Right, 2012.